Welcome, family. We're going to go live here. It's another live stream, Ask Me Anything. So, welcome to the stream. If you are joining later and you're watching the replay, just type in replay in the comments and type in your questions if you have them. We're talking all things dating and relationships once again. So, if you have questions you want to ask, if you have things you want to share, would love to hear it. And we'll just wait for some people to get on. So if you can hear me all right and you're watching, just tune in and let me know that you can hear me and I'm coming through A-OK. I'm going to set up the stream on Insta here as well. All right. Stream is up. Everywheres. I see 2 people here on Facebook. If you can hear me, guys, just type in the comments that you can hear what I'm saying so I know. That would be amazing. And if you're joining me live, just tune in. Where are you coming in from in the world? Type in your location or say what up. Share a little gratitude so I can know who's here. So if you can hear me, just let me know how the audio is. Been really enjoying these live streams. I really like just being able to stream and hang out with y'all, and also just the questions and the way the conversation goes when it's live and there's people asking questions and commenting and sharing. It's just a really nice fresh energy as opposed to, making a static video or just doing what I normally do, which would be write a post or make a reel, which I'll still probably do today, but I really am enjoying live streaming again. So awesome. We got Christos, greeting from the Valley of the Sun, aho. Got Ashley, North Carolina. What's up, Ashley? Excited for our drop-in this week. Who else we got in the house? Or if you guys have any questions, fire away. So yeah, it's an intense time on Earth, intense time in the world. As many of you will know, we just had a new moon solar eclipse in Libra that was full power. And yeah, a lot of things shifting in our lives, a lot of healing and opening and intensity. And I'm sure many of you are facing, relational health, wealth, self-worth, esteem, energetic issues, and also breakthroughs that are exploding. So awesome. Yeah, lots of transitions happening right now. Lots of deaths, lots of rebirths, lots of energetic, kind of, really tough, energies of whoa, this is happening, We're doing the damn thing, y'all. We're on planet Earth alive in 2023, and, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot happening. And it's beautiful. We're so blessed. If you're able to see this video, I don't know if you realize how blessed you are. If you have a smartphone or computer and you can see this video, you are in the most blessed class of humanity ever that has radical abundance, a radical ability to just be here now and love life. And you have access to so much abundance if you have a smartphone or a computer and you're alive today, October 17th on Tuesday. So just remember, you are blessed and you have so much to be grateful for. You don't need to despair, you know. In the Vedas and Upanishads, it says, you know, depression is nescience. So nescience is the opposite of consciousness. It's basically ignorance. So if you're depressed, if you're in despair, it's just because you've forgotten your true nature. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you or you're bad. It just means you need to come back and remember. Remember who you really are. Yeah, death and rebirth, it's the way of the shaman. And it's definitely a positively abundant time. It's so true. So, yeah, if you guys are joining live and you can hear me, just type in the comments. I see 3 folks over on Facebook, 4, 5 over on Instagram. So if you have any questions or you want to, you know, ask me anything, just type in the comments and we can get right into those. Otherwise, I'm going to go into some of the posts and questions I've been posting in the group, the Aligned Relationship Dojo. If you haven't joined us there, I'd highly recommend it. So yeah, so some of you might have seen beautiful words. Thank you for the positivity. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Ashish in the house. Yes. It's a Chad answer right there. So yeah, some of you saw on Facebook, I posted, is this regarding dating topics? Yes. So if you have a dating topic you'd like to broach with us, type it in the comments. Gemini in the house from Santa Cruz. Welcome. Man, I love me some Santa Cruz. Loved my time there. So men, I asked a question, you know, you really wish deep down that women blank more when you're courting them, which I think is an interesting question. Now, I asked this of the women yesterday, you know, women, you really wished deep down that men blank more when courting you, and the responses were wild. There's a lot of stuff here. Man, just be honest about it. You know, can be honest, would be clear about their desires. They ask questions about my thoughts. So this is what women are wanting from men in dating and courtship. So men, pay attention. You can go see this thread. It's got like 30 or 40 comments right now on Facebook. I wish they asked questions about my thoughts. I wish they knew their integrity and lived it, followed through with their acting on their words. I wish they listened. I wish they meant what they said and said what they meant. I wish they were slow and patient. I wish they'd be honest about their intentions. I wish they held their center and stayed grounded. I wish they would use deodorant. Lol. I wish they took the lead. I wish they used their hearts and minds aligned. By the way, deodorant is toxic. So I know you're joking, Johnny. Well, this is a man answering for women, which is already troll. But yeah, deodorant is completely toxic. Look up the ingredients. I wish they were honest and focused. I wish they would honestly share where they're at. I wish they acted like they adored me. I wish they had honest and open communication and kindness. I wish they were actually courting me. I wish they'd be respectful and patient. Women can feel if you just have a sex agenda. True. I wish they mentioned everything above here. I wish they took initiative in pursuing me. I wish they would not bring in their past traumas with women who are clingy. I wish they were honest about who they truly were. I wish they were held strong and capable, confident energy. I wish they would just love me. I wish they were incredibly clear about their intentions. I wish they stopped talking. I wish they'd lead through actions first. I wish they would have healed their wounds and are deeply committed to look at their dark side. I mean, guys, this thread is gold. I think a lot of men would get a lot out of this thread if they took some of this stuff seriously and looked at this and were like, wow, like, look at this. And look, Gemini on the chat, thanks for sharing. I wish men were more direct in communicating what they want. Are you noticing a pattern here? 90% of these are about truth and clarity and intention. Women want men who are clear about what they want. If you just want sex from a date, just say it. Yeah, you might be judged. It might bring up contractions, but at least you're clear. If you want to be married and have kids, say it. If you don't want to date someone or you're not attracted to them, say it. This is the thing. A lot of men out there, including myself in the past, I see this with a lot of male clients. They're just running people pleaser programs. Super manipulative and good guy energy as a mask, but super manipulative to get their desires, especially from the feminine. And this is what creates a lot of issues. And women are playing a role in this too. So this isn't all just the men. Now, of course, I did the men thread. I think there's only 4 comments on it, and I'm sure women will start commenting on it. So on the men's thread, it's like, men, what do you really wish that women would do more when you're courting them? Someone said exist. I wish they would ignore me. Okay, so we got some trolls. Oshan says, I make it clear whether they're interested or not. That's a good one. I wish they'd appreciate me more. Yeah, this is very valuable, y'all, to really understand what masculine and feminine actually want underneath the dating game and the mating game, right? This is huge, y'all. Ashish says, basically, I realize dating in India varies from Western countries. 100%, man. I've worked with multiple Indian clients. I had an Indian VIP client I've done immersions with. I've worked with Indian clients one-on-one in dating. Yeah, I mean, the good news is that the positive sides of Indian culture, from what I understand, I've been to India. I studied yoga there. I loved India. I love Indian culture in many ways. I have Indian friends. And, maybe you can school me on this, but Indian dating culture, when it's positive, is really beautiful and a lot of respect and depth and joy. But it is very different if you are moving from India to a Western country like the US. Yeah, it's very different. And you need to this is why you see a lot of Indians date within their community, right? But also, you can date Western women, European and American women. You just have to understand the expectations and themes there. Christos says, I wish men would be more emotionally intelligent. Ashley says, yep, be honest and forward. I wish they can tell us if they're truly interested or not and not give mixed signals. So yeah, again, back on the theme of honesty and being direct and clear with intentions. This is so clear that this is what everyone wants, right? So obvious, but not easy, right? So simple, but not easy. Christos, realize that if you're dating a spiritual woman, she knows your intentions, so just be honest. Yep, it's true. Might as well be honest, because the truth is going to come out no matter what in the dating arena. Whether it comes out in the bedroom or it comes out in conversation or the first date or the 5th date, it doesn't matter. It's going to reveal itself so you can save yourself. And this is what I teach my clients. You can save yourself a ton of wasted time and emotional turmoil and damage by just playing full out from the word go. And I know that's hard because we all fear rejection, right? The hardest part about dating for men and women is the fear of rejection or abandonment. So we're afraid of not being good enough, not feeling wanted, not feeling desired. And because of that, a lot of us will play these games. Now the problem is when you play the games and you're not honest, you set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up to be disappointed. You set yourself up to create unrealistic expectations. You set yourself up to be deceived or deluded into, oh, this person will fulfill all my needs and fantasize. This is my twin flame. This is my soulmate. I want this. He wants that, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, the reality underneath all the expectations and desires is primal. It's body language. It's pheromones. It's eye contact. It's speaking the truth, being very clear, very intentional with the way you date, the way you share sexual energy, the way you share emotion. This is what I really wish for people. If you're single watching this, I really wish for you to take dating and courtship very seriously in a beauty way that honors yourself and does not sacrifice or compromise what your heart's desire is. That's kind of the ultimate level of this. So if you have any questions, this isn't Ask Me Anything. If you can see this video and you're enjoying it, I'd love for you to tag someone or share this video. If you want to invite someone in or get, some different perspectives. We've got a lot of people here right now. And yeah, this isn't Ask Me Anything, y'all. So drop a question in the comment box or just drop your favorite emoji. Let's give the algorithm some love. Just drop your favorite emoji so I know you're here and you're not a robot, because there are bots out there, especially on IG these days. Soul Awakening says both men and women need to observe their ego mind and what is telling you. Sometimes it's not for the greater good of the relationship. That's true. Christos, exactly. I'm going to dream about it, or my ancestors or guides are going to show me. Beautiful. Indre, hi Kevin, saying hello from Lithuania. Labas. Why men like to play hot and cold game? I would love them to be more serious about relationships. So men with a hot and cold energy, it's very simply just the level of where they're at. Because a lot of men, if they're operating from, performance or trying to impress, or they want to date a bunch of women, or they're in a very much scarcity mindset with sexuality and women, they can go hot and cold. So they'll be super into you, but then they see a red flag or something didn't go the way they wanted it to with a date or a meetup or whatever, they'll ghost for a bit, and then they might come back, they might not. So that hot cold communication is just a classic anxious avoidant push-pull energy. It's not a bad thing. It's neutral. It only becomes an issue if you don't state your desire. So if a man's communicating to you like that and you're not enjoying it, let him know. Be like, hey, like this hot and cold communication, or like, you haven't responded to my message. I just wanted you to know, like, I was really excited about a date. This doesn't feel good to me. And you just own it. Like, hey, this isn't going to be a good fit. Thanks for your time. Or, hey, I would really desire clear communication. And if you can't communicate, that's fine. Just let me know. Signal to him, not leading him or trying to rush in and tell him what to do, but just in a feminine way, from beauty and emotion and compassion, just tell him exactly how it feels when that hot cold game is being played, right? Without trying to lead him or force anything. That's the big difference. So Christos says, yes, Sandra, I fully agree. Sam says, how do you recognize your ego mind speaking to you and making you sabotage your relationship? So here's the simplest way. If you have to second guess it, and your body and mind, so your heart or gut, we all know what the gut feeling feels like, or the heart feeling, you can feel it. It's a sensation. It's like, it's clarity, it's quick. It's very fast, but it's also very silent and gentle, and it's deep. Ego mind, thinking, explanation, rationalization, question, doubting. That's the ego mind. Ego mind is not bad. Ego's not bad. You have to have an ego. If you didn't have an ego, when you go to dinner, you wouldn't know whose mouth to put the food in with your fork. Like, the ego is not bad. This is one of the big lies of the spiritual community, is that we need to kill the ego, get rid of the ego. The ego is bad. No, that's all bullshit. You need the ego. You need a healthy relationship to the ego. That's the thing. So the way to tell your ego mind from your heart or your body or your true self is listening, discernment. Ego mind's going to go in loops. So just, you have to notice it. And this is where a practice has to come in, or a ability to really like sit with the sensations, feelings, and emotions. And usually the first thing that comes up with the most energy, the first thing that appears that you're like, ooh, that feels true. That's the real. And then the ego mind might come in after that and create a loop or an energy, right? So future sex antiquity, it's a cool name. Ashish, what if boy talk about other boys with me? Is it a green signal or red? A girl talk about other boys. I'd say that's a yellow at best. If you're on a date or you're talking to a girl, now assuming that you're in like a dating mindset, or like it's kind of clear that you're interested in each other, and then she's talking about other men with you, that's probably a yellow flag. I wouldn't say that's a red flag. It depends on the context. Like, what is she talking about? Christos, ego cannot die. True. Well, it can't die for long. Just mature ego. Miss Jordan in the house. How much do you love me? Love you. Love you, sister. Hope you're doing well. Liking your hair these days. Yeah, I mean, nothing has changed. I wash my hair very rarely. So my hair is au naturel. And it's just loving the cold weather, I guess. A little drier here in Austin now that we're in fall officially. months later than the rest of the world. So I see 5 people on Facebook. On Facebook, if y'all can just do me a favor and just type your favorite emoji in the comments, and also on Instagram, just so I know you're here. Like, who's here? Just raise your hand, or just say hi and type enter. Oh, about dating. Sorry. No, I mean you can ask me anything. It's longer and wavier. Yeah, it's probably because I conditioned it recently. Ashley says, is it a red flag if a man says he likes you but needs to be fair and honest that he needs time to heal his heart? I think that's a green flag because he's being honest. So if a man says he likes you, he's attracted, but he needs to be fair and honest with you that he needs time to heal, that's actually great. That's what you would ideally want a man to share, is the reality of where he's at. Because imagine the opposite. Like, he's like, oh, I like you, I'm super attracted, let's go on a date. But internally, he's not disclosing that he actually is in a healing process from his ex or whatever, and he's just gonna, jump in bed or date you anyway. That's actually a green flag. Now, it's a red flag if he continues to try to date you and pursue you, and he's not being honest about his healing process. So he says, hey, I'm in a healing process, I need time. But, oh yeah, by the way, let's, what are you doing? Come over, let's watch some Netflix. It's like his actions need to line up with those words, Ashley. And again, this is something we can talk about in our session. So, yeah, I see some people coming out of the cold here on Facebook. Got Casey in the house. Looking forward to our session today, Casey. Got the devil face. Gemini, ghosting. What's up with that? Lamorta with the hearts. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting, y'all. So there are people live. Ghosting, what's up with that? What's up with that is just insecurity and fear. So ghosting is like, I think it's disrespectful and immature, simply because instead of ghosting, you could just say the truth. Hey, I'm not actually interested in pursuing this connection. Thank you for your time. That's all you have to say. Be fucking respectful. Ghosting is just like, this is what ghosting is a lot of the time. I don't want to feel the feelings of owning my inability to connect or lack of desire to connect. So I just won't do that. I'll just leave it and that'll end it, And men and women ghost. So ghosting is just, it's not cool. And we've all ghosted people. I've ghosted people. I'm not saying I haven't. It's easy. Although it's difficult because now you're creating that energetic, and that energetic's going to follow you in your life. And until you address it, it's not going to change. It's not going to feel great. So I wouldn't recommend it. Ashley, seems like men can't let a woman down with straight truth. Yeah, and that's because men, they learned from overbearing mothers, which I can speak from experience, and a lot of my male clients see this. Because of World War II, and there's a whole generation of men that went to war and died and were traumatized, all the women back home had to take on more masculine roles, enter the workplace, were, encouraged by society to take on more masculine roles, some of which was good and healthy, some of which wasn't. A whole generation of children were raised by parents where the feminine mother had to go into masculine roles and smother or try to influence their child without a strong father influencing them, either because the father was physically or emotionally absent a lot of the time. And because of this, a lot of men have learned to people please, which is why they're afraid to let women down with straight truth. Because they're afraid of being rejected, afraid of losing the feminine love. It's easier for them to be wishy-washy or go with the flow or not state their desires or ghost or whatever. And unfortunately, this is what we're shifting. This is why polarity is even a thing. The fact that we even have to talk about dating like this and think about it and analyze it, and the fact that there's an industry for dating and relationship coaches tells you everything you need to know about where we're at. We have to relearn what we forgot, what we already knew, which is innate. And also there's layers to it, right? It's like anything else. You can master the art of love and the art of dating and sexuality just like you can master art and music and athletics. So there is an art form to it, and there's a science to it, and it's pretty crazy. Miss Jordan, what does it mean if a guy starts excited and then starts slowing down? All that means is that he needs to pace the connection. So if a guy gets really excited at the beginning and you're dating, and then he slows down and backs off, that's because he's hit his edge, or he's seen something or felt something that he's questioning. So he might need to check in and like reassess where he's at, right? And you need to be honest about that as the woman. You need to tell him where you're at and the impact of him ghosting or slowing down or changing the dynamic. You need to be honest about that and signal the impact for you as the woman, which will then help him decide or adjust or feel how to move forward in the connection and like what the shift is, and yeah, how to approach it. Remember, as the woman, you can really help the man by signaling your emotion in real time and shifting from what can I get from the man to what can I give, what can I share with your heart. Soul Awakening Sandra says, yep, we are the observer of our mind and giving it updates just like we do our phone and computers. 100%. To me, Ashley Luna, that's beautiful and emotional intelligence. Christos, I agree. Ashish, she says other boys are approaching me and asking my number. She says I meet other boys. Yeah, I mean, that could also be a shit test. So women will do this. Nothing wrong with it. It's just testing. It's feminine dating psychology. It's completely innate and natural. Obviously, you can do it consciously and unconsciously. But if she's letting you know that other men are approaching her and asking for her number, she's kind of saying, without saying it, like, you know, I'm desirable in the dating market and I have options. So if she's doing that in an unconscious way, maybe not the best, and you got to decide how that makes you feel. Like, how do you actually feel about that, Ashish? Also, it's just like her signaling, like, hey, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to date me? Do you want to escalate this? Are you going to lead me? Do you want to get to know me? This is a test on some level. Thank you, Ashley, for sharing. My favorite emoji, the butterfly. Christos says not Netflix. Yeah, I mean, that's, I think a lot of people would say not Netflix. Although, you know, nothing wrong with a good Netflix and chill. Like, there's some amazing documentaries and movies out there, obviously, that can connect a couple. But obviously, it shouldn't be the go-to. Christos, I have a client, so I need to go, but I wanted to come and show you some love and tell you I appreciate everything you're doing in Lunai. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Really grateful for you. Good stuff. Yeah. So over on Facebook, I haven't really heard from y'all. Do y'all have any questions over on Facebook? Do y'all want to share anything? Thoughts, comments, ideas, questions? What do y'all got? I see 8 people on Facebook now. I only see a few emojis though. So I'm going to be that guy. Type your emoji in the comments. What's your favorite emoji? Everyone type their favorite emoji in the comments. This is for my own personal kicks too, because I am an emoji master. Anyone who's messaged me on WhatsApp or even clients know I can say a lot with a little with emojis. Emojis are great. They're modern day hieroglyphics. I fully support emojis. Now, obviously, that's being playful and like fun, but yeah, if you're actually wanting to like really connect, obviously just use words. Don't use emojis. That's real. So what do y'all got? Ashley in the house. Good to see you, sister. Ashley's got the fire emoji. Love to see that one. I use it all the time. Gotta have the fire emoji on speed dial, y'all. Just gotta have it. It's a non-negotiable. We got the celebration emoji, the rose emoji, the melting face emoji. We got the butterfly with all colored hearts and the hug emoji. It's a good one. Miss Jordan, name the movies that you can connect to as a couple. I mean, pick your favorite romance. I mean, I'm a bit of an uber nerd slash historian, so watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended edition and then connect over what it means to reach true love with Aragorn and Arwen, or what it means to have courage and bravery to defend humanity against the forces of darkness. So, you know, I'm half joking, but Also, I'm dead serious. No, some great movies to watch together would be something like Inner Worlds, Outer Worlds, The Notebook, love stories, right? Um, Big Fish, Thousand Years of Longing, which is on Amazon right now. I'm just listing movies I've watched recently. Um, yeah, I'm kind of blanking right now, but there are a ton of beautiful movies to connect over. You can watch documentaries about love and relationships and sexuality. It's a great thing to watch together because it gives you something to discuss and connect on, which then can like activate the relationship. Because the idea is you watch a movie together to connect, not to numb out. That's just the difference. You can watch any movie together on Netflix and chill if it creates connection. Like you can massage each other during the movie. You can talk during the movie and like be like, wow, what do you think about that? You can pause it. You can watch the movie, discuss after. And obviously it should lead to more intimacy, not less. Water for Elephants. Is that a movie or documentary? I haven't seen that one, but that sounds great. Love me some elephants. Got Paul in the house with the prayer hands. What's good? So yeah, if you have any other questions, type them in the chat. I do have a call here in 20 minutes, but I'm gonna stay on and hang out with y'all. If y'all have any other questions or want to share anything else. I'm really loving my client work right now. I do have, well, I have 4 spots. So I have a one-on-one for men, one-on-one for women, and one-on-one for couples. And you can find out all about that. You know, if you go to my link in my bio, you can read all about what that includes. But the men I'm working with right now, stoked on. Just taking action, hustling, just like harvest season. Like it's time to reap the rewards of all the seeds we've sown this year in love, dating, business, finance, purpose. And then the women I'm working with right now are just, you know, we still touch on finance and purpose, but man, the relationship rewiring that I'm getting to witness and facilitate with some of these clients, it's really special, and I'm so privileged to be able to do it. Just moving from dating to courtship, that's the theme. That's really my bag right now. Moving from dating to courtship. That's the way. Like stop accepting dating when you actually desire courtship and commitment and you want to start a family, you want to go fucking deep in love. You got to stop hooking up. You got to stop double texting. You got to stop hitting up Tinder dates at 2 a.m. and talking shit. You got to stop accepting scraps and junk food with intimacy when you actually want a grass-fed ribeye cooked to perfection. Just need to understand that. Paul Johnston, watch the True Blood series with a past partner. Hot. Okay. I haven't seen True Blood, but I hear good things about it. I know it's like Game of Thrones, Cajun vampires. And hey, my mom's side is all from Louisiana and Cajun, so I got a little Cajun in me myself. So I love me some good vampire drama. So what else we got? If y'all have any questions, type them in. Gemini says, as a woman, I loved when my last partner watched romantic movies with me. It was so sweet, and yes, leads to intimacy after. Totally. Netflix and chill doesn't have to be lame. It can be inspiring. It can be amazing. Gemini, how does courting differ for a full-time solo parent? Father passed away. Sorry to hear that. It's going to differ a lot. So this is the thing. If you're a full-time solo parent, you're going to have to invest in childcare. Okay. And ideally, you're going to have a village around you. So you're going to have beautiful sisters and aunties and grandmas and friends who can help you raise that child. It takes a village. You can't do it alone, as you know. I work with a lot of, solo parents in my coaching work. You can't do it alone. So you're either going to prioritize and hire a nanny or babysitter and childcare, make friends in the community, and you're going to have to take time alone to do your practices, to make your art, to be in your feminine energy, and then to go on dates and be available for the type and tier, the quality of men that are going to be able to court you. There's simply no other way. This is a logistical thing, and you can do it. I know you can do it. It's just, is it a priority for you? And I know it's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but you can do it. Ashley, big love to the solo parents, 100%. I know it. I know it's not easy, but this is what I often find when I dig down in coaching with someone. When you really dig down underneath it, it's just, I'm afraid to ask for support. I'm afraid to ask for help. Or being a busy solo parent, a single mom or single dad, is a defense against feeling the feelings of being desired or rejected or wanted or abandoned in love and dating, which is usually from a past relationship experience. So that's kind of where you have to get to with it, is like, what do you really want? What do you actually want? If you really want courtship and you really want to date and you're 100% on that, show me your calendar, show me your checkbook, because then I'll show you where you're actually investing your time, money, and energy and attention. That's kind of the thing. I'm not saying like you need to do it a certain kind of way. Like, you know what's going to work best for you, and you might have to experiment and explore. You might have to ask for support, but you can do it. So I see Stephanie in the house. Grateful you're here, sister. Really excited to be working together, Stephanie. Can you share anything about what men desire in a mate beyond simply a young fertile woman? I see so many comments online saying women my age, 34, are now extremely undesirable due to our old age and less proximity to fertility, which that's not true. I actually don't, well, I mean, it's true in the brutal red pill sexual market dynamic philosophy, which is, a little extreme to say the least, but it's not actually true. I actually don't dream of having children and would be okay without them in a fulfilling marriage. It's good to know. How true are these harsh sentiments regarding men really valuing youth and a potential mate if the man doesn't want children? I feel this is my biggest fear and block right now, is age. Yeah, so, this is something we discussed a little bit, Stephanie, and obviously it's not nothing. Like, this is very important. But this is the thing to understand. From a biological and evolutionary perspective, yes, men have really prioritized biologically their sexual attraction, their visual field, their investment. They value fertility. Even if they don't want children, they just value fertility. So that's hip to waist ratio, that's curviness, fertility markers, beauty, facial structure, all the stuff that women love to enhance through clothing and makeup and embodiment, and all the things men love to look at and feel. It's not always just physical attraction, it's also energetic youth and beauty, like from the inside, being able to be led, seduction, surrender, like eros, like when a woman is really in her sexiness and she knows it. That's all markers of fertility. But the physical markers are one thing. So yes, a lot of men will prioritize that. And the conscious men, the men who are doing their work, the men who are maturing and really owning their desires and want to go deep, they're going to be able to go beyond that. And they're going to appreciate a woman in her 30s who has depth and commitment and devotion and is really a woman and not just a girl, not just, a piece of ass. Pardon my French. That's the thing here, is like, a lot of men want mature, deep partners. And so this is the thing. You have to understand, the men who are just going to pay attention to fertility cues, they're not going to be a match for you anyway. And so a lot of people saying that a 34-year-old woman is undesirable, it's just simply not true. As Jim and I saying, I had my daughter at 41. There's plenty of time to start a family. My mom had me at 37 and my brother at 40, 41. So that's the thing. As medicine advances, as health and wellness practices, like, women are going to increase the age of fertility and able to have children. There's no set in science like, oh, menopause starts here and men and women just can't have children at this age. It's simply not true. There's indigenous women. You can look up stories that, medical algorithms probably won't want you to see, but, there's women in tribes having kids into their 60s and 70s in a healthy way. I'm not saying you would even want that, but I'm just saying a lot of these ideas about the biological clock with women and lack of desire or value, a lot of it's bullshit. So Stephanie, thank you. It's very helpful. Kevin, it makes so much sense. I see this so much. It does get me down and working through the topic. Yeah, and let's talk about this, Stephanie, because this is going to be a big part of our work together. Um, and yeah, like you're saying, I have the fertility markers. That's the thing. Like you don't even need to worry about this. It's my job to embody of all of what you said. So I guess I can be okay knowing that even if I'm not 25, it doesn't matter. And hey, 34, I mean, for most men that would be a match for you, I'm imagining you're in your prime. You're actually in your prime. That's the reframe here. You know, in the pure market dynamic theory of red pill and evolutionary dating psychology, which, you know, I studied deeply, not saying that there's no value in it. There's a lot of value in it. But it doesn't end there. They basically say women peak at 25 or even younger, like 18 to 25 women peak because those are their most beautiful and fertile years statistically. But again, this is all bullshit. A woman who's 50 years old, embodying Shakti, healthy, in love with herself and her body, is going to be more attractive than a 21-year-old woman who has a perfect model Hollywood body who has zero embodiment. Even to men who are ignorant of what embodiment means. I've seen this happen. You can see this in spiritual communities. An older woman who's really in Shakti, which what is Shakti? Eros, life force energy, feminine seduction and energy oozing out of her body, emotionally expressed, in like her posture is embodied, like she's healthy, she knows it, she's live, she's, you know, they're irresistibly drawn to the older woman who's even maybe old enough to be their mom. It doesn't matter. Than the young woman who's in her head and has done all the beauty things and has the fertility markers, but is not embodied. This is this whole game. All this stuff doesn't even matter when you really get down to energetics. And this is why polarity, tantra, understanding dating from an energetic level is so important. This is what I teach because I've seen it in my own life. In my dating life, I would always choose the woman who maybe on paper was less physically beautiful. I mean, even though like all the women I was with were physically beautiful, because I also value that. But I would choose embodiment and energy over physicality every single time. And that's a personal preference. I'm not saying you have to do that, men that are watching. Sandra says, I raised my children as a single parent and my village helps me a lot. Huge. I must leave. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I see Arena in the house. Yeah, if you guys are just joining and you just joined the stream, just type in your favorite emoji. It's the game we're playing today. What's your favorite emoji? Just type it in the chat. Ashley, are men around 35 dialing into their biological reproductive clock? Is it natural thought? So men don't have a biological clock. A man is strictly speaking fertile and could impregnate a woman on his deathbed, assuming his health and his body, you know, are still going and he's still producing sperm. So that's the thing, like men don't have a biological clock, which is why often, you know, biology will favor older males and younger females, even across species. So there's something interesting about that. But so men around 35, are they dialing in to their biological clock with the woman? Is it a natural thought for them? I think that might be what you're saying. Yes. If a man wants children, it could be a deal breaker. If he's like, you know, hey, I want to have children, and the woman's like, actually, I don't want to have children. That's why this is an important conversation to have early on and speak truth into. This is a really important conversation. You actually can't wait if you really wanted to go into courtship to have that conversation. You need to be speaking about desire for children and like availability for that early on if you're courting a woman or a man, right? Super important to understand. Stephanie says, yeah, I feel in my prime. So it's hard when I read those comments about age. I was so unattractive in my 20s. Good Lord. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, if you're on the awakening path, you're on the health path. That's the thing. Like, you know, at age 20, I was eating GMOs. I was eating garbage food. I was not meditating. At age 20, I was drinking scotch and partying and playing beer pong. Like, if I look at myself now versus me at 20, I don't look younger necessarily, but so much has changed, like energetically on a cellular level from lifestyle and epigenetics and everything. So I imagine for a lot of you, in your 20s, think about how you were bloated, inflamed, eating, drinking poorly, not loving yourself, emotionally maybe confused, versus now in your 30s, 40s, 50s, how much more attractive and vital you can be. So a lot of those comments, Stephanie, I would ignore them. These are from people that are in a scarcity materialist mindset with dating. It's simply, it's not great. It's not great, y'all. So I'm gonna stream for a little while longer. So if you have any questions, type them in the chat. Try to get through all these. Gemini says, Stephanie, you are so hot. Don't even worry about your age. Men think you're very attractive for sure, and mid 30s is so young these days. There it is. You heard it from her. What you just said about embodiment and Shakti, I witness at my work within myself and my 30-something friends every single day. Yeah, there it is. This is a great message for all women. Men who are 10 to 15 years younger than me hit on me all the time, says Gemini. There you go. That's the thing. You're embodied, you're in your heart, you feel sexy, you feel confident. You're going to see it. Men will be attracted to that. It doesn't even matter what your biological age is. It's what your energetic age is. It's like, how old do you act and how do you feel? Selena, thank you. I need to go. Thanks for being here. Rukia in the house. Thanks for being here. Sam says, what do you think about looking at astrological compatibility by analyzing horoscopes to determine if two people will be compatible and happy in the long run? So horoscopes are more like daily prescriptions. Like, what's your horoscope for August or your horoscope for Tuesday? What you're talking about are natal charts and synastry or synastry. And I think it's fascinating. I'm an amateur enjoyer of astrology. I think there's a lot of value in it, whether it's Western astrology, Vedic astrology, Chinese astrology. What you can do is you take two natal charts. You can go to Cafe Astrology, is a good free site that can do this. And you put in both your birth dates and times and locations, and then interpose them in a union chart called synastry. And there's some really fascinating stuff that'll reveal to you if you do that. There's also an amazing app called The Pattern, which is free on iPhone and Android, where you can do this automatically with a partner. So I do that with clients, when I work with couples or even people that are dating for a long time. Really valuable stuff there. It'll just show you where, because I look at astrology, numerology as it's kind of like a menu. It's like looking at the menu. It's like, okay, you took birth, you incarnated. Here's your energetic menu. Here's like what the weather was like when you were born and what some of your qualities might be. Now, whether they express or not, or you focus on them or not, is up to you. So it doesn't mean it's like this is your fate. But when you look at overlapping menus of two people, you can see a lot of interesting stuff that could be amazing or could be potential conflicts. So I do use that stuff, and I think it's valuable, but I always take it with a grain of salt. And obviously, you can't base everything on that, because that would be absurd, right? That wouldn't really support you in a real-time dating environment. So if anyone else has any questions, you just want to say hi. If you haven't commented and you've been watching this whole time, lurking, I see you. I'd love to hear from you, but I'm also grateful that you're here. And if you are watching this video later, just type in replay in the chat. For those over on Instagram, this will be deleted. So if you want to watch this video or watch the full Q&A, head on over to my Facebook page with the link in my bio. I'm also taking on 4 new clients. I actually have a call after this with a potential client and a few more today. And I'm speaking, there's some people in the chat that I'm speaking with and working with. Before the end of the year, I'm only going to take 4 more for my lowest tier package, which is 6 weeks, which again, there's one-on-one for men, one-on-one for women, and one-on-one for couples. So if that's something you're interested in, you've been listening to my work or reading my posts, watching these streams, and you're kind of like, all right, I like this, I like what he's talking about, but like you haven't really clicked in, or you have like more questions that are nuanced to your situation, let's set up a call and we can talk about it. We can drop in fully and actually get a full lay of the land for where you're at and what some of the challenges and opportunities might be for you. And also if you're a good fit to even work together. I'm also always happy to refer people. If I'm not a good fit and your work with me isn't what's going to do it, happy to refer you to an astrologer, a somatic therapist, a woman, a couple, like whoever is going to serve you. Like I'm happy to refer you as well. So reach out, send me a DM if you have any questions. Um, awesome, y'all. I think it's a good stopping place. Had some great questions today. I'm so grateful for everyone that came through and asked questions or just said hi and just hung out. Um, I've got my link if you want to look into any of my work, my courses, my group, the Aligned Relationship Dojo. Links posted here in Facebook, which you can look in the comments below. And if you're over on Instagram, just go to my profile and you can find everything. Awesome. Appreciate y'all. Hope you have an amazing week. I hope you're integrating what the eclipse brought you. I hope you're staying happy and healthy to the best of your ability and focusing on what you can change and what you can do right now, not next year, not next month, right now, to move in a positive, benevolent direction, moving in the edge of growth, moving in the edge of benevolence and beauty. Move towards the good, the true, and the beautiful. Those are your three targets, which are the same thing, aka God. The good, the true, and the beautiful. This is the way.